1.
All right, give me the countdown again.
Son of a bitch.
Give me the countdown one more time.
All right, here we go. 199. 3, 2, 1, go.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Regular Gaming Guys game review discussion for October 2021. I, of course, am one of your hosts, Mike Wright. Joined alongside me are my partners in crime and the rest of RGG, Brandon, Dalton, and Mitch. Fellas, I know we were talking for a little bit. What's going on with y'all, bro? What's up with y'all? How y'all doing? How we doing?
Doing all right, man.
Not too bad.
Had a pretty decent day. Didn't really do anything at work. Played a lot of retro football on my phone.
Retro football? What's retro football?
It's an app on
clearly
on
not
TikTok.
All
right, I seen on TikTok though. It's basically it's like an offline version of Madden is all it really is.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I literally spent the last 2 days playing it. I've won 2 retro bowls is what they're called. The Super Bowl. It's called a retro bowl in that game.
Okay.
But like you can like pick up players. You gotta like, basically they give you a full team, but like you only have to worry about the 10-star players. That's all you have to worry about. Everybody else is like, okay, they're just there, but you have to worry about the 10-star players and make sure they're good.
Oh shit. Okay, that's what's up.
It's
Brandon,
just a
how you doing, bro?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Besides the 3 tires that popped on me fucking this week, I had to go ahead and swap over all my components from my little PC or whatever to my big PC because I needed a little control in my life because like shit, that's the only thing I can't control really is the components I'm putting into my fucking other PC.
Jesus Christ.
Other than that, dude, I'm having an all right week, man. I just had one bad day and it was just like one day. I swear to God, I touched 3 tires in one day and I was like, this is impossible.
Damn, that all happened in one day?
Yeah, I could not fucking believe it, bro. Like I was like, this is fucking Mercury fucking wanted to rain down his fucking Saturn rings on me or whatever the fuck. I was hurt, bro. I felt hurt that day. That's why I was like, I gotta build a PC, bro. I need something. I need something in my fucking soul that I can fucking like just control. But other than that, dude, it's been an all right week. You know,
that's good.
We're here. We made it. It's Thursday, and not just any Thursday. It's review Thursday of October, bro. I'm fucking hyped. You know, I'm ready to start talking about some games we've been playing.
Well, if you didn't know, this is our review discussion for all the games that we played over on the month or in the month of October, over on or off our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/regulargamingguys_. You can, of course, check us out every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and now on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So check your local listings on all that. If this is your first time joining us, which chances are it probably is, as this is only the second time that we've done this. The way this works is we take every major game release that we played, every major game release from this month that has been released. We discuss it based off 4 different categories, and then we give it an overall score out of 10. Of course, those categories are gameplay, aesthetics, game modes, and overall quality of the game. I know overall quality of the game, and then giving it a score out of 10 is kind of the same thing, but you'll see what we're talking about when we get there. We record this show on the last Thursday of every month over on our Twitch channel, where of course Twitch subs can join us live and participate in our 10-minute Q&A section that we are going to have at the end of the show. But if you can't join us live, don't worry, as we post this live on our YouTube page and on most major podcast services. Just search for Regular Gaming Guys. Wherever you're watching, though, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, review, rate, do whatever the hell you got to do. Just, and interact. You know what I mean? Just interact, comment, do something, because it does help the channel out tremendously, and we really do appreciate it. All right, so intro's kind of out of the way. Let's get into this. This month we had several major game releases, of course, but for the purposes of this video, we're going to be talking about Far Cry 6, Metroid Dread, Back 4 Blood, Demon Slayer. We were originally going to do Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, but just due to time constraints and obviously not being able to play the game until the game came out, we've had to push that back. So be on the lookout for that sometime within the next couple of weeks over on our YouTube page, because that one will probably just post to YouTube. So we've got a lot to go. But before we start, I want to talk about the month overall, because of course, like I said, we're talking about like 4 major games. But there's a lot that came out. You had stuff like Nicktoons, you had, what was it, Owls of Ashes, yeah, WarioWare. We had a bunch of stuff that came out here within this month. So I kind of want to just talk about this month, overall. And Brandon, I figure I'll start with you, bro. What are you thinking of? Where are you at with the month of October as far as, games are concerned?
I would say there was pretty decent amount of games during October. Me personally, I'm hyped for October just because I got to play Metroid Dread, and like that game really hooked me. And I like throughout this year, besides maybe Deathloop, I haven't really had any game like really take over like constantly. I had to play it. I had to find time to definitely play this game. You know, Warzone aside.
Yeah.
So I was really hyped to be able to play that this month. So that was a big game on my list. Other than that, I mean, watching you play like Demon Slayer, that's pretty dope. Like that's just cool to see that you have a different fighting game out there to play as well. Far Cry 6, like I'm a big fan of Far Cry as well, and just seeing them being able to drop another game out there and just watching other people play it is hype for me too. So I mean, overall, this month has been pretty hype, bro. Bro, I just got Riders Republic. Oh shit! Did that come out this month too?
No, Riders Republic came out this month too.
Damn,
So like,
bro.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like this month in general, like I knew this month was going to be big because you know we had to get all these games or whatever. But like, I'm shocked at the amount of like decent quality games that have come out this month, if that makes sense. You know, because normally you'll have a big month like October, and you'll have games that you'll have like the range as far as like quality. But I think for the most part, this month has been a solid 8 to 9 or 7 to 7 to 9 range as far as like the quality of all like the different games that have come out. So I've been really happy with this month overall. So I'm excited to talk about some of this stuff with you guys. Mitch, Dalton, what are you guys thinking?
Mitch, you want to go first or me?
Go first, buddy.
Whoever.
All right. I think that this month has been the best in years as far as the diversity of games that have been released. Like, do you want to play a good multiplayer shooter with your friends? Hey, you got Back 4 Blood. You want to play a nice single player RPG?
Thanks, Legend.
Hey, dude, you got Far Cry 6. You want to play a good, generic, I won't say generic, but a good classic side-scrolly Castlevania-y, platformer? You got Metroid Dread. You want to go and play just a fun, silly game? You got WarioWare. You've got Super Monkey Ball. There was a game for absolutely everybody this month, and they were all from large companies, and they were AAA title games. Were all ones that people were waiting for, ones that people were excited about, and ones that honestly met expectations completely.
Yeah.
None of them seemed to be bust. None of them were, I don't want to use this example, but I will. None of them ended up being like, Cyberpunk. It wasn't just disappointing and overhyped.
Flop. I mean, when you have a game have people waiting for so fucking long, then release it and have bugs like the first fucking week it comes out.
Exactly. And then
what do you expect?
For another game like Demon Slayer, a fighting game, literally have a solid game in every single category that people really enjoy. And the fact that they were able to do it in such a way where none of the games seem to overshadow another game. They all seem to just stand out on their own and be able to reflect themselves. And it was great.
I think that's the really big thing or really big takeaway from this month is that like it doesn't feel like anything was really stepping on another person's toes. But I think also that like that kind of also speaks to what I was saying a couple minutes ago about or a couple seconds ago about it being in the range from 7 to 9 or 7 to 9, somewhere around there. You don't really have, while all these games are really good, you don't really have anything that's like 100% a masterpiece, if that makes sense. Like you don't have anything, in my opinion, you don't have anything that's like a super 10 out of 10, and so because you don't have anything that has like usually when I think about the 10 out of 10s, I think about obviously the God of Wars, the Spider-Mans, you think about the Last of Us, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You think about the stuff that like, for me, when I think of a 10 out of 10, it's something that I cannot stop playing.
Insert PlayStation Studio game.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus
all those were PlayStation games. It's something that I can't stop playing. Like once I start it, I have to finish it all the way through. And then once I finish it all the way through, I'm like, damn, I kind of want to go back and play that again. And like, but this month you didn't really have anything that was like super, or at least in my opinion, you don't have anything that's super like crazy like that. Mitch, you didn't get to tell us about your what you think about the month. What do you think, bro?
I mean, I only really like focus on the main games, so Demon Slayer, Far Cry, Warzone's new mode was a lot of fun, and then Back 4 Blood. I mean, I agree wholeheartedly with what Dalton said. Like, I think every game that's come out, they had a game for each category, and then nothing overshadowed, like you said, Mike, nothing overshadowed any other game. Like Demon Slayer, I got everything that I wanted out of Demon Slayer. I got it. I mean, I don't know, because I wasn't really expecting much from this game, and it really is. When we talk about it, find out more. But like, it really is just like what's it called, Mike? Naruto
The Storm series.
Storm. So
Yeah.
it's just like that, and it's Storm, but as a Demon Slayer, which I think is a lot of fucking fun. And then Far Cry overall, I mean, it's not something I can like necessarily have to like keep playing over and over again, but it is also just a lot of fun. And then Back 4 Blood's only, as we stated previously, like in a previous video, it's kind of only fun when you have like multiple people to play with. It's not something I'm ever going to play by itself.
Yeah.
But by no means are any of these games bad at all. You know, I enjoy playing each one, and nothing overshadowed any other game. So I think overall it was a very good month.
Demon Slayer. Is that what's the water wheel shit y'all be playing? Demon Slayer.
Yeah, Demon Slayer. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of. I mean, we can kind of hop straight into it. You know, Mitch, you brought up Far Cry. Of course, I'll give a disclosure at the front of this. Not all of us have played every single thing that we're going to talk about, but most of us have, and not necessarily all of us had. Not everybody that has played has necessarily finished the entire thing, but we have gotten a decent way through the games to be able to a point where we feel like we can actually talk about them. So the first one on the list is Far Cry 6. For those that don't know, it's a first-person shooter adventure game that's from Ubisoft and Ubisoft Toronto and Ubisoft Milan. These are the guys that did Splinter Cell, Blacklist, Far Cry 5, Starlink, which is the it's like if you guys remember Skylanders, it's like the Skylanders like space game or whatever, where you have the toys, you put them on a little portal, they show up in the game, blah blah blah. They did Watch Dogs Legion, Mario Rabbids Kingdom, and Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Of course, like I said, this is from Ubisoft. Reviews so far for Far Cry: IGN gave it an 8 out of 10, GameSpot gave it a 7 out of 10, Metacritic gave it a Metacritic overall, so all the user scores right now are sitting at about a 76. For this game, me and Mitch are the two that played this one. Mitch, do you know about how far you are into it, as far as like how many hours you put in?
I know not a ton. I want to say probably like 4. But there's so much in this game that you can fucking do, dude. There's so many missions. Like the map, because I remember the first day I was looking at it, I opened the map and I was like, oh, this map is a bit. This game's not gonna take that fucking long.
Yeah.
And then I actually just moved the analog stick on the map and I was like, oh shit. This game's a lot bigger than what I thought it was going to be.
Oh, dog! You want to talk about being surprised by the map, bro? I'm playing it on stream, right? I'm finishing up the small area at first, and I'm thinking that everything is like. Everything's kosher, right? Like, oh, I'm like, oh, okay, this is a little weird for a map to be kind of this small, but like, all right, it is what it is. We'll just,
like,
we'll put up with it.
Wasn't this small, but I mean, all right, dude, maybe they just got really crazy shit on this fucking island, dude.
Exactly, we'll put up with it or whatever. But like, as soon as you finish that mission, you go to the next spot or whatever, and the map just expands. And it just keeps expanding, and it keeps expanding, and it keeps expanding, and there's just people all over there's people in places like that do all over the place. Yeah, no, it was it is a lot. It is a lot to do as far as Far Cry goes. But like from my experience with Far Cry's, I've talked about it before. I talked about it before on stream. I watched Brandon play the Blood Dragon. I played through a good portion of 4. I played through about maybe 3 or 4 hours of 5, and then 6. This is 6 is like the first one that I've put like a decent amount of time into. I want to say I'm at about 10 hours roughly, and I haven't even really like dove into the story. My big problem with games like these is that like you do get a whole lot, like it gives you a whole lot to do like right up front, and so it can be a bit much and a bit like overbearing at times. But Mitch,
it pulls you away from like the main story like all the time, all the side missions that they have, like all the characters you got to talk to. There's just so much you want to do, and like I don't know. I think what really fucks me up is the fact that like I'm constantly just going around killing the people who support Castillo. Like I don't give a fuck. At any point in time, if I see them and they cross my path, I have to kill them out of principle. Just because like
just off the rip.
When you're playing the game, you eventually see that that like some of the horrible shit they're doing. You're like, yo, that's my fucking people. Not really my people, but in the game, it's my people. So like,
when I be riding around and I see them like just start like there's been a couple of times where I've been playing the game and like they'll have people like tied up and roped up and everything on the side of the street. They're about to shoot them. Like, we stopping whatever we're doing right now.
That's my point.
I'm with all the smoke, bro. I'm with all the smoke, bro.
Fucking thieves. I don't fucking know, bro. Those are my niggas right then and there. I don't give a fuck, and we run up on them. But yeah,
Brady, go ahead.
Hey, Brandon over here from Regular Game Guys. When you first jumped into it and then you opened up the map, Did that shit get overwhelming at all, or were you just like, all right, yeah?
Well,
Was it overwhelming to the point where you're like, all right, fuck this, I'm just gonna keep moving from outpost to outpost,
Yep.
and maybe just check the map once in a while? Was that like the gameplay? Okay,
That's pretty much what happened because like again, the map is so fucking huge. Like because at first, they start you on the little island. You're like, oh, this isn't a big map, and then they tell you about the rest of the fucking world pretty much, and you have to go around the rest of the like this little mini continent area. I don't know where the game's based out of, but it's like in the actual real world, it's somewhere. But like, it's the map's so fucking big. If you focus on like the size of the map, you're gonna fucking lose yourself while playing that game. But again, overall, it's still a lot of fun. I know I had some notes on some of the funny things that happen because like, one thing I'm not a big fan of is the fact that I have to kill dogs. Mike, I know we talked about this a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
There's points of times where you have to kill them. A cool thing they do is they do have it to where like if you're
squeals.
Yeah, dude, that's what fucks me up. That's what fucks me up.
Yeah, every time you shoot it.
Me killing the dog, different thing. If I killed it and I didn't have to hear it, but it yelps. It yelps if I actually killed a legitimate dog in front of me. You know? And I'm not a big fan of that. What else is there? I mean, civilians don't really know how to act in this game, in my opinion. I don't know how many I've killed on accident.
So honestly, so that's one of my negatives with the game is that I don't like the AI.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it has more to do with the fact that it's so funny because it is and it isn't an Ubisoft game, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Because like Brandon, yes, they have outposts, but the outposts don't act the same way like traditional Ubisoft outposts work, if that makes sense. At least it may just be because of the size of the map. It may not. It just doesn't look like it's opening up or revealing as much. Like you've got things like you got outposts and you have checkpoints. Once you take out an outpost or a checkpoint, it'll reveal a certain section of the map, a little bit more of the section of the map for you. Traditionally when you go to, I think about like when I go in like Assassin's Creed and I do one of the eagle points. When I go in to do one of the eagle points, that pretty much opens an entire like chunk of the map. Whereas with these ones, it's opening up really, really small segments. And so
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Is the map covered? Like,
yes.
And then you are trying to unlock it.
Yes.
And they're only giving you what you're saying. They're only giving you small portions of the map. Dang, bro. That's just trying to show you the sheer size.
You can see the edge of the map and everything, so you can still see. But like, yeah, dude,
that sounds like
huge,
so much, man.
But
that sounds so overwhelming.
Overall, I think the story so far, again, I've only played like four hours of it, but the story is a lot of it's dope. I mean, it's cool to see like their take on it. I know I already want to kill Castillo. They've definitely convinced me to kill this motherfucker. Like I had to watch him try to tell his son to kill one of our people, like because they capture one of your guys, and like you build a rapport with him. But they capture him, and then you have to watch Anton tell Castillo. You have to watch him tell his son like you have to shoot him, and like. The biggest thing in the game you've come to realize is that his son is not really with none of this shit. His son doesn't want to be a part of this fucking story. He doesn't want to be this dude because they're killing a ton of people, and his son can see that it's kind of fucked up, and he doesn't want to be part of it all. So like you can kind of see. I think what's going to end up happening at the end of the game, Mike, is that we're going to see his son turn on his father.
Turn on him. Turn on Castillo.
End up happening at the end.
Yeah, it's possible.
But I mean, overall, like the gameplay of it, like I really think a lot of it's dope. There's a lot of cool features. Like I think the healing feature is funny. Like you can I remember. Have you ever healed in the game yet, Mike?
Yeah, I've healed like a bunch of times. Yeah.
I know, like you can sometimes like breaking your. It's like any other Far Cry. So like you break your finger.
Your wrist is dangling like this, right?
Yeah.
My man grabs it. He goes and it pops.
Oh, that's fire.
And he's good. He's like, I'm good. I'm starting again.
It's like Far Cry Primal, like it's any other.
Oh, they did that Far Cry like 2. Yeah, they did that shit.
He left it out
plenty of times.
I mean, one of them is he just smokes a cigar and calls it a day. I'm like,
and burns himself with the cigar.
Yeah.
Dalton, you had a question. I want to get to that real quick.
I got a question for you guys because I'm not sure if you've heard about this yet. So one of the features is that if you don't play Far Cry 6 for a while, like if you take a break for a couple days or something like that, in your actual email box, you will get an email from Castillo calling you a bitch pretty much and telling you, oh, you can't fuck me up.
No, I haven't.
So I saw that. I saw that that article on the little clip on IGN. I haven't actually received the email myself. It could be I just don't check the email that it goes to.
That would get enough.
Dude, that would get me back in the. Yeah, I mean the email I have connected is my Gmail, and I don't really go on that besides like for important stuff.
Yeah, I think that is a hilarious way
That's funny
to
as
get
shit,
people
actually.
to come back to play
Oh
your game.
yeah, absolutely.
Break
It would
or
drive.
Oh, no,
check out
instantly.
dude, I would have came back immediately if I saw that shit. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yo,
if anybody's calling you a bitch, bro, no,
you're
man.
one of the zeros, bro. Don't run that, bro.
So I want to talk about like some of the, and we'll start wrapping this up here in a second because we have gone along a little. I think we've gone a little long in the tooth with Far Cry, but what was I saying? Oh no, I do want to say that I think Anton, what's his name, Giancarlo, does a fantastic job. I think honestly, for the most part, I think all the performances are pretty good. All the ones that I've gotten so far, but really, all the performances are really good. But Giancarlo takes this shit to a whole nother level. Honestly, I kind of just want to watch this as a movie with him playing Anton. Like I want them to like do the whole cast and everything, tell the whole story or whatever. But I want to watch this as a movie just because I really enjoy watching him and how he like gets into character and how he is trying to teach his son how to like how to pretty much rule this land, even though his son doesn't want to do this. Like he's still trying to teach him all these ropes and everything like that. And I genuinely really enjoy I've really enjoyed his performances. I do want to say that the other thing that I really enjoy about it is that they do this weird thing with but different thing with inventory where you actually carry all of your inventory at any given time, which I think is tough. The only thing I don't like about it is that you can't change ammo types on the fly, which really suck. So instead of having you have your different ammo types, but instead of having different categories for the different ammo types, which I guess would clutter the menus or whatever, but instead of having different categories for the different ammo types, you only have they have armor piercing rounds. You only have the armor piercing rounds for your AR. Or you'll only have the poison rounds for your shotgun, et cetera, et cetera. So stuff like that. So they don't actually, my bad, I was just getting a phone call, sorry. They don't give you the ability to change your ammo on the fly, but they give you the ability to change your weapons on the fly, like any kind of weapon that you have. And the range of weapens is, I don't know, Mitch, I don't know how far you've gotten as far as like messing with the weapons and all, but the range of weapons they give you, it's a bunch. I mean, everything about this game, I say this to say, if you like Far Cry, like if you really like fuck with Far Cry, this is as Far Cry can get.
Absolutely.
If that makes sense. And so I thought it was a good time. I still think it's a pretty good time. With me, I'm not a big first person shooter fan, so I don't really like, I play them when I'm with y'all, and so I mess around with them here and there, but I don't really like, I don't think I've ever actually finished a first person shooter story game.
Like it's not something you'll do on your own time, kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of, which is that. So, that's kind of where I'm at with it. But like, go ahead, Brian. My bad.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, I was just trying to wrap it up. Like, in your opinion, Mike and Mitch, where would you rate this game? 1 out of 10. In all the categories that we have, that that we kind of review games by.
Yeah.
Overall, what would y'all rate this game?
Mitch, you want to go first? You want to go first?
You can go first.
Gameplay, I'm sitting at, so gameplay is pretty much how the gameplays or whatever. It's not reinventing the wheel. Nothing's there isn't anything like too grotesque about it. I'd sit at probably about a 7, just because it doesn't really do too much different. And I do like the things that it does try to do, if that makes sense. Aesthetics, I think it really it leans into its aesthetic, the aesthetic of the game, which you're in Yara, if I remember correctly, is the name of the area that you're in. It really leans heavy into and this is me speaking as somebody who isn't super versed in the Hispanic culture. From a guy standing on the outside looking in, this seems pretty I don't want to say accurate, but it seems pretty it seems like it cares, if that makes sense. It seems like it really cares. It really tried to make this part of its roots, if that makes sense. I'm trying to it
portrayed it pretty well, right?
Yeah, I feel like it portrayed it in a good light. But this is me speaking, like I said, like an outsider looking in. I feel like they portray all the actors, all the locations, very well. They take it very seriously, and Yeah, so I'd say for that, we're looking at probably more of like a 9-10 area. Game modes, it's standard game modes, co-op and story mode. That's, you know, regular stuff. If I had to give it something, probably a 7 again there. And then overall, the game, I'm sitting at like a 7 or an 8. I'd probably lean more towards an 8 than a 7 though. 7 I feel like is kind of like mediocre-ish, but
I think it's a strong 8, like overall, like just a top overall score, because in terms of like gameplay, I thoroughly enjoyed the gameplay. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with first-person shooters. There's a lot of cool ass features like I don't know if you've ever gotten to do any chain kills yet, like when you're meleeing somebody to death. Like which melee kills in this game are fucking gruesome.
They feel good too.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not
dude.
for the
Oh, yeah, dude.
for sure. It's not for the faint of heart. There's a lot of blood, stabbing people like right in their chest, through their fucking helmets, cracking their skull open. It's a lot of crazy ass shit. A lot of chain kills and everything like that too, though. And I also appreciate the fact that they give you like the ability to move around fast, so you can go to like, it's not you just walking through the jungle the entire time. You have cars, you have horses, you have like so many different ways to travel. And it makes it a lot easier to play the game all the way through. So I do appreciate that. So I have to give the gameplay probably an 8. Aesthetics, I have to agree with Mike. I think a 9, maybe a 10, because I mean it plays to what it is really. I don't.
So
think
you in that environment, huh?
Yeah, the environment.
It really did.
Yeah.
It really. I mean, they had the music choices in the game is also really good. I enjoy all of it. I catch myself singing along to the music a lot in that game. I mean, for the songs that I know, I don't know very many like, you know, Hispanic or Spanish songs, but I mean, the ones I do know, it catches me singing along. So I think I'd have to give it like a 9 or a 10 for aesthetics alone. Game modes, I have to agree with Mike, 7, because all there is co-op and, you know, the normal story mode, which isn't bad. But I feel like I can't fault you for only having the 2 gameplay modes when like this is what you're like meant to be.
Yeah, that's what the game is meant to be. Yeah, it doesn't hurt it too much that's all that really
co-op,
is there.
There's nothing wrong with co-op. Co-op is fun, so I can't penalize them at all for that. So I have to give them a 7. I don't think it deserves a 10, because you have to, like, to get a 10, you have to do something like above and beyond.
Yeah,
but I think overall, I have to give this game a strong 8. I don't think I can give it a 7. I'd have to give it a strong 8, just because I mean I think it meshes everything well together. And I don't really have any quarrels with. I mean, the comms are like the AIs, yeah, they're a little dumb. But it creates for some funny ass moments in the game. Like I really wish I had like my camera going when I was playing, because I normally move my PS4 to my bedroom like most nights, and I'll just wake up and I'll hop on the game every now and then. I'll play this. But it makes for some funny. I mean, I've hit strangers. I mean, strangers have hit me. Like I was just walking down the road and some dude just hit me for no fucking reason. It's just hilarious to me. But
yeah, no,
I think it does create for some funny ass moments. But overall, I think it's a good game.
Yeah.
Game of the year?
No, no. I think it's lower tier game of the lower. It's in the lower tier of the game of the year conversations. If we had to do a top 10 of the games from this year, it'd be bottom 5. Bottom 5, because again, like I said, it's more Far Cry. It's literally more Far Cry. So if you've played one Far Cry, you've played this one. The difference is that it's got a new code, a new skin on it that I think they do a really good job of, you know, acknowledging and leaning into. But yeah, I don't know if necessarily game of the year.
No, I wouldn't give it that.
But yeah, that'll be wrapping it up for Far Cry. The next one that we've got on the list, boys, is one that me, Dalton, and Brandon all played, and that I think we all have similar feelings for. Metroid Dread. Of course, this is if you didn't know, this is another one in the Metroid series. It's the series responsible for coining the title, the term. Well, this in Castlevania, obviously, Metroidvania. So it's one of those exploring puzzle games. We played this one off stream. It is kind of technically a shooter. This one is done by Mercury Steams. These are the guys that did Castlevania Lords of Shadow 1 and 2, and then Metroid Samus Returns. I've played Lords of Shadows. I haven't played Metroid Samus Returns, so I couldn't speak to that. Of course, it's published by first party studio. It's Nintendo, published by Nintendo, excuse me. As far as review scores for it right now, IGN has it sitting at a 9 out of 10. GameSpot has it at an 8 out of 10. And Metacritic, it is currently sitting, well, that's as of a couple of days ago, it was sitting at an 88. Fellas.
Oh, yeah.
What are we thinking of Metroid? Dalton, I feel like you're scratching at the bit to talk about this. My mans, what are you thinking?
Okay. So to preface this, I'm not gonna say I'm biased, but I'm a little biased because I absolutely love platformers. That is like easily like one of my favorite genres of games of all times is nice 2D side-scrolling Castlevania platformers, and it does it perfectly. I mean, let's just start with combat. So the long range combat, it feels good. The controls feel crisp. You have a large array of different weapons you can use for range, and then when you get up close, you have the counter mechanic, and the counter mechanic really makes that shit feel nice.
Bro, that counter mechanic, that is hands down my favorite thing in the game.
It makes it feel
Oh
like
my god.
yeah.
You badass when you hit that shit, or just bro, you hit it on a dime.
Oh my
come on,
god.
man. Come on.
Exactly. Like I don't know if you guys have ever played like any of the Mega Man games or something like that. But when you're right up next to an enemy in those, it's you just press the A button, you just keep shooting until they're dead. This game, nah, you wait, you time that shit, and it's fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to mention, it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the only thing in this game, aesthetics wise, that lets me down is some of the backgrounds are a little eh.
I will
They're not
say, go ahead,
as
I'm
much
glad
as
to
I would
finish.
want them to be. Like, if you just go, to random doors, random areas and stuff like that, it's like the foreground is gorgeous. It's done well. It looks good. It's rendered really, really well. The background just kind of looks like well, an afterthought.
Yeah. I will say a lot of the environments. I think that is one thing that I will kind of fault this game for. I'm on the same page with you as far as like combat and everything goes. But I think one thing that I will say is that I feel like the inside environments and the outside environments all do kind of get samey, even with the platform mechanics as well. Like even the areas where you end up getting the spider. What is it called? The spider crawl or whatever.
Emmys.
No, not the Emmys, the spider. When you get the spider crawl, even like when that gets added into it, like it's still. Once I got it, I was like, okay, I kind of know what the layout for most of these maps are going to be from here on out. As far as that, as that is concerned, I will say one thing that does always get me really excited is getting a new ability, because it's like, oh, okay, now I can interact with the environment in a different way. So for me, it's a plus and a minus as far as the sameness of the areas in the environment.
Oh,
But yeah, no, go ahead and let you finish.
Going back to the aesthetics, the HUD is done very well. It's small and sort of minimalistic, where you don't really notice it, but at the same time, it's not like you're looking up to the sides of the screen to see, oh, how much health do I have? How much ammo do I have?
Yeah,
No, you like it's just sort of like fades into like the back of your mind while you're playing the game. And I really, really appreciate that. It's not flashy. It's not right up in your face. It's just that perfect layout where it's just an afterthought. Like you always know what's going on because subconsciously you sort of realize it. I really like that. And I guess aesthetics again. I'll let you talk soon, Brandon. I promise.
No. I want to hear it, man. I want to hear what you think.
The cutscenes. The cutscenes are fucking.
Oh
gorgeous.
my fucking god, bro, Dalton. Let me tell you. After you beat that first boss, bro. After you beat that first boss, and she does that little. She shoots it in the face. It's coming. The monster's coming flying at her, trying to get one last final lunge. The way she just sidesteps that bitch.
Turns and just looks, bro.
Oh my god. I
That's some
texted Brandon.
shit right there.
I did it and texted Brandon immediately. I said, oh, Samus is a bad bitch. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
She's been around, bro.
Me any day.
Oh my
god. Zero suit, bitch.
Zero suit, bitch.
I don't care. So
Brent, I'm gonna wrap up.
So I just want to say my negative real quick. So the one thing that did kind of upset me a little is they got so creative with all the boss battles. They got super creative with the enemy encounters and the way you kill things and stuff like that. Why do they recycle the same 2 mini bosses? Literally just take the same 2 mini bosses and they just make them a little harder each time.
Yeah, they kind of do the same thing. It is kind of the same.
Yeah, it feels objectively the same. And in a game where they have managed to even make backtracking fun, why did they have such an issue with designing, I mean, I'm not saying, you can't recycle a mini boss, but make more than 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that kind of goes back to like the sameness of like the areas though. But I think that I think that negative and even the negative about like the sameness of the environments, I think it really does speak to the quality of the game itself. Because I think, because like you said, they made, and me and you had this conversation the other day, you know, they make backtracking in this game fun. This game is what made me realize, oh, I really enjoy this mechanic in video games.
Oh yeah,
I
when it's
really
done
enjoy,
well,
yeah, I really enjoy the idea of being able to like, you're able to, and it's because I feel like it's one thing to be given an area, to see a certain spot, to like, to know you can, or it's one, let me try to figure out how I want to phrase this properly. It's one thing to like to see an area and be like, oh, I can't get to that yet. But I need a certain power or whatever. So I'm just gonna try to figure out what I got to do next or whatever. But I can't really fucking explain it. I don't know. They did a really good job with it. They did a fucking great job with it.
it's like you have. I'm gonna go to Far Cry 6 because y'all just talked about it. You have the two polar opposites, like as far as maps go. You have something like Metroid, and you have something like Far Cry. So for Far Cry and games, kind of like that with super large maps, it's each area you pretty much do just a handful of things, and then you're done. You go to the next area, and you pretty much do that till you beat the game and get New Game Plus or whatever. Then you can go back and do whatever. While this game can take a map and dense the hell out of it, make it super small, and fill literally every area with early game, mid game, and late game content.
There you go. That's exactly what I was trying to get at.
I love that. It makes a small map in an area that you can kind of start to memorize and understand. Like, all right, if I go to this room and go here, go here, go here, it's something that you start to get as you play the game. And once you start getting that late game, you know where the places are. You might not know what's in them because you haven't technically been in those certain areas yet, but it doesn't feel like you're just, looking for something to do for 30 minutes. Like, okay, I need to go here because I got this power up that I can open this door in this area now, and then I can, fight, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And I really like that in games. All
yeah,
right,
no,
Brandon, you
Oh man,
that's on it, man.
bro, my God, this game.
Here we go. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Talk about it, boy.
I fucking love this game. Like, I'm gonna agree exactly what Mike said. This game made me realize I fucking like these platformer fucking Metroidvania games, bro.
Yes, baby.
Like, at the bottom of my heart, these games really do like touch me some way. And it's fucking. I had a really great time, bro. Yeah, I had a really great time playing this game, bro. Like, I don't know, like it's the getting your getting abilities and like being able to come back certain areas like you're saying, and like I don't know, feeling stronger every time you get a fucking ability, bro. Like whole time throughout the whole game, for the most part, I felt fucking badass, bro. I just felt like I knew exactly what to do in every scenario. And then there's times where it will bring me back down, like, yo, no, bitch, you're not ready. Like, you think you're ready, you know how to do it, but you're not ready. And there'll be times like the Emmys, bro. The Emmys are like, they were a great concept at the very beginning of the game, maybe like the first 4, and then it started dying out because I was like, all right, this is getting kind of stupid and annoying. And but like, I mean, the concept of something hunting you only in a certain area and you literally can't do anything besides maybe 1 or 2 of your like maneuvers to get away from this thing. Like, you have to run from this enemy type or you will die. Like, I love that concept sorta at the beginning, but then it started getting stupid once it got to like we'll get into it. I don't want to spoil anything, but fucking these water levels in fucking games where I fucking hate it.
God.
I hate it, bro. That shit took me out of it a little bit because it was a fucking enemy chasing me in a water level, and I'm just like, yo, come on. This is fucking dumb. You're already like, you're holding me back. I can't use like my whole fucking wheel of equipment because I'm in the water, but whatever. Other than that, I wrote down a few pros about the game that I really like. First off is like the graphics, bro. The graphics, for whatever the Switch can pump out, this game looks fucking amazing, bro. This game looks amazing. I really wish it was on PC because it would look even better. But the aesthetic they were going for, like this weird like cell shade sort of like, I don't even know, bro. Like the colors are so vibrant. Yeah, but like I agree with you. Like, the background is a little dull, except for like set pieces. You know what I mean? Like once they brought you into open set pieces, you're like, oh shit! Like, why wasn't this throughout the whole game? But whatever. Yeah. Overall, the graphics were fucking great, bro. They're great for whatever the Switch can put out. Difficulty. I love how difficult the game was, but at the same time, I put that on my cons list. I hate how difficult this game was because this game is difficult, but for like the wrong reasons, like the weird reasons. Like, yeah, the first few times you're getting your ass beat by a boss, it's like, okay, I gotta learn what he's about. But like, I get to these points where like, all right, yeah, he's eating my health, and like these moves that the boss is doing. You know, when you're fighting a boss, bro, and bosses have multiple stages.
Yeah.
He has like 1 or 2 moves that are like, you know, bitch ass moves, you know, that aren't supposed to take a huge chunk of your health.
But they take.
But guess what? They take a fucking chunk of your health. The health you've been fucking grinding for hours to build up. This big bar you think is something. Dude, that little attack he does takes out half of that shit. So it's like, what the fuck's the point of my fucking health bar, you know?
So I don't know about you. I don't know about you when you got to this part or whatever with the tentacle monster.
Yes.
It's one of the underground ones or whatever.
Yep.
Up to that point, I think I had 4 bars of health. And I was like, oh, this has got to be a cakewalk. Like, it's got to be hella easy. Bro, 2 tentacle strikes and like I'm down to 2 bars.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, are you serious?
Like, I don't understand the scaling of like enemies. I don't fucking get it. So pretty much I'm imagining everything is almost a one-hit kill at that point. But, you know, I put that on my cons list. Another pro I actually had was like, I love how quick you get these upgrades, bro. Like you getting them like they're coming, bro. You get your ball, you get the fucking like the ice beam, yo, you get everything, bro. Like you just feel so fucking powerful every time you get something. You're like, yo, I'm gonna oh, I remember that door I couldn't get into. I can get into it now.
I know exactly how to
yeah, exactly. But at the same time, there's times where you will get fucking lost, and then you're like, all right, you know, you're shooting all the walls and shit because it's the type of game it is. There's a bunch of secrets. You have to shoot walls, but like you get into a spot where you're like, did I just make myself stuck? Like,
yes,
indefinitely. Like I can't get out. I can't go anywhere. I don't know where to go. There's so many times where that's happened, but I think the game does that intentionally. Yeah, you know, because you are right where you need to be. Eventually, you'll find your way out or whatever. Yeah. But I like that kind of puzzly feel in this kind of game, man. It's fucking great. And another pro was like I was just mentioned, the bosses being fucking difficult or whatever, because it's teaching you to like. Usually, from what I've noticed playing, I haven't beat the game yet. I'm at a boss right now, but I haven't beat the game. But I got to this point where like I realized each boss is kind of teaching you how to use that new moveset that you just got. Yeah. And I always forget that. I keep forgetting that. I'm still trying to do my normal, how I just beat that last boss where I'm sitting there doing the same fucking move. And I'm like, it was working before. It's kind of working now, but not fully. And I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. Bro, I got that fucking dash. Yeah. You know, I can move.
I got to start using that to move around and jump around and everything.
But another thing is like that goes as a con as well, because it's like, I got the upgrade. They didn't give me enough time before the next upgrade to make me learn how to use that upgrade. You know what I mean?
To the ability,
to get it memorized in my head. Like, yo, this is a part of like my fucking weapon wheel, bro. Like a big con, because of all the upgrades and all the equipment that you get, the Switch layout for how you use the stuff
does not work.
It gets confusing, bro. It gets very confusing. Yeah. It's so stupid. Like hold right trigger with the left bumper and press X while you're moving down on the stick to do this one move. And it's like, all right, I just did like a fucking combo to do this one move. You can only spin jump if you're jumping holding a direction, but if you don't, you're neutral jumping. It's weird. It's almost like a fighting game kind of. It's weird. You have to like hit weird combos of buttons, and then sometimes you're that's exactly what it is. They ran out of inputs, bro. It's just so much shit just tied up into it. I really appreciate the manual aim. Like old fucking
dude, the manual aim has saved me so many times,
bro.
It has saved me so many times, bro. That one, the one fire boss, one of the earlier ones, when you're fighting the dude that's in like the lava stage or whatever, and you got to shoot him with the missiles, bro. I just sat there in the corner, just fucking doom. It's funny because like I've kind of become like reliant on it to a certain degree, that where like if the boss or the enemy is forcing me to move around too much, I have trouble shooting. But I feel like I've been compensated for that they compensated for that by giving you the base shot, which eventually becomes 3 shots. Yep. The spread shot ends up being, or the one single bullet ends up becoming a spread shot, which I think, you know, helps me at least be able to still hit the enemies that I was trying to hit. Granted, it doesn't do as much. Oh, right. It doesn't. It doesn't hit as much. It doesn't hit as hard as the missiles do or whatever. But I do like the what you call it. It does a little bit of damage, so it does a little bit of work.
But like you were saying though, I agree with the cutscene thing though. Did y'all get to the point where y'all learn how to do the fucking speed boost shit? Did y'all get to that point where you learn how to, you know, when you pick up enough
Oh,
speed,
yeah.
you
Oh,
start
yes.
running through blocks? Bro, that one cutscene, bro. She goes,
Yes.
whoa! She looks like a fucking superhero, bro. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Oh my god, it is amazing, yo.
When it gets to it
That
almost
shit is
kind of makes me
amazing, bro.
want a it almost kind of
It's
makes
too
me
cool.
want a 2D or not 2D but a 3D a 3D like animated like actual Metroid game or whatever.
Yeah,
Kind of.
shit,
If
I'll
they
take
have
a
those
show,
shit, I need
bro.
to go
I'll
back
take a
and I need to just
show
fucking go back
at
and
this
play
point.
those and shit.
It's like
Fuck.
if you really think about it, man. If you think about it, like they're trying to tell this story, which is like, you know, baseline. You don't have to fucking have played any previous Metroids to like jump in this game and enjoy this game, because
Yeah.
like the stories are there for the people who are like, you know, into like the story. There's some stuff sprinkled in there, but like overall, it's just a fucking great like Metroidvania platformer.
And I appreciate the hell out of that.
Yes, dude. Yes. And like, damn, where was the point I was trying to get to? Oh shit. Blanking out of my mind. But dude, the game
Lost
is
the thread.
fucking great, bro. The game is fucking great. I honestly, like, overall, if I'm gonna rate this game, I will give this like a high 9 to almost a 10. This game was fucking pretty much phenomenal. Besides the one or two things that are kind of holding it back, and that would be like they didn't really like change anything about the genre, which
Yeah.
you know, I guess that's not bad because they perfected what they had
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
pretty much.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, that's
I think they did it justice in every way, shape, and form. So you would give it a high 9, Brandon?
I would.
Don't
Mike,
worry
what are
about
you
that.
thinking?
Oh, I'm honestly I'm with Brandon too. I think a high 9. Really, it's almost a 10. I will say the one thing that keeps it from being a 10 is the controls do feel kind of weird. So it does get kind of hard to play. It does get kind of hard to play at certain points in time. Like the way I play my Switch is, I'm sure it's very similar to all of y'all. I like to play when I'm just like chilling and relaxing, and so like if I'm sitting in the bed and I'm trying to like do all these weird complicated movements, the Joy-Con controllers, it's possible, but it damn feels like it's almost impossible, if that makes sense. Like it is extremely hard to pull off some of these you know, more complicated maneuvers with all your different abilities. But that, I feel like that speaks to how good the game is, because even though like all these things are happening, I'm like, damn, I know. It really goes back to that Metroidvania thing where it's like, I know I've seen this area. I know that I'm a couple of spots away from getting the next ability or the next power up, so that way I can get to this area. I just have to figure out where exactly I need to go before I actually head to that area. So yeah, no, but I'm honestly sitting at a 9, almost 10 for it, almost 10 for it.
So I would give this, and so all the cons you guys said about the game. So I'll disagree with you on a little bit, Brandon. Like the difficulty and stuff like that. I've liked the difficulty level the entire time so far. I like the way that they established the difficulty, but that's very classic platformy difficulty. Like that's just like, you know, what the games from the 90s were like, what, you know, Metroid or Super Metroid was like for the Super Nintendo. That was the kind of difficulty, and I really enjoy that. I would give this like a 9.99, and the only reason it's missing that 0.01 isn't because of the game, it's because of Nintendo. Because when I play a game like this, yeah, you know, it's nice to be able to play on the TV, but I want to play it in handheld mode. And it doesn't look that good in handheld mode because,
Really?
you know, this game was optimized for the OLED.
Oh, bro, I thought
the
that
Switch
I thought that
OLED,
shit looked beautiful.
I'm not gonna hold you. I was
I
playing
thought that
it
shit looks
almost
fucking
entirely in handheld, and
beautiful.
I would
tried it
disagree because
handheld, I couldn't.
I'm gonna disagree. I think it looked great. I think it looked weirder on TV because like I'm fucking popping it on the dock and it's just blowing up the 720 thing, and I'm just like, yeah, no, this is too much. It's trying to fill up too much screen, and it's just like, nah, I need it condensed, bro.
Need a smaller TV, Brandon.
The Switch OLED, like in comparison, it's just like a
Oh,
night
that shit
and day
probably
thing.
looks amazing.
So
Yeah.
I think this would be a 10 out of 10 game, which this isn't any fault of the game.
It's the hardware.
If Nintendo decided at the very least to have like a Switch OLED bundle that had this game included,
Oh yeah.
I think that would just be the icing on the cake.
Which
and
I'm
make it
surprised
so.
they did not do that.
I am
That's
surprised
weird.
because this is like the perfect handheld mobile game for the Switch.
Didn't it
You know,
come out the same week the OLED Switch came out?
It did.
Or was it
Yeah,
like week
It
before or
did.
something like that?
No, it did.
It was-
Same week.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't make sense like that this flagship game from Nintendo
Yep.
that people love. It's a platformer, so it's reasonably easy to play in handheld mode. Just bundle it with the OLED.
WND, bro.
That
Weird-
would be
Weird Nintendo decisions.
Weird Nintendo decisions.
Yeah.
yeah, in a nutshell. But other than that, I think that all the negatives for this game aren't enough to actually impact it.
Hurt
They
it
can be
at all.
they can all be overlooked because
Yeah.
what they did right, they did excellent, and it just overshadows any minor mistake that they made.
My personal game of the year.
So far,
Straight up.
same.
So far, my personal game of the year. It's right over top Deathloop. Deathloop's like right underneath for me, but
Really?
I mean,
It
I
is.
think this is not only the best Metroid game in probably a decade, but I think this is the best platformer since Symphony of the Night.
I will hold my tongue against that until I finish it. Because Symphony of the Night is very beloved to me, so I don't know.
I still think
It's tough.
Symphony
tough.
of the Night is a high
Yeah.
tier.
Yeah,
But I
but it
think
is up there. No, this is up there,
Yeah.
dude. It's just the quality, bro. It just brought that genre into like the new light, or at least
Yeah.
gave Metroid just a polish, bro. And it's amazing. It looks really good.
It's
and
the polish that we wanted. Yeah.
fun, bro. Yeah.
Well, let's jump to a game that probably isn't as highly regarded as Metroid. Let's get into talking about Back for Blood, baby boy. We're here doing it. We played the beta, and we had some things to say about the beta. I think that was, who was that? That was me, Brandon, and Mitch. I think that was the three of us on that.
Yeah.
I think that was about us on the
Brandon left the building. That was just shots o'clock.
Oh, okay. That's all right. Well, no. I mean, I'm talking about
kidding. I know,
when we did
I
the
know.
review for the beta.
I'm just-
The
Yeah,
review for the
yeah,
beta.
but,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
It's all good. Of course, for those that don't know, this is the first-person shooter survival horror game from Turtle Rock Studios. Those are the guys that did Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, obviously, and the asynchronous Monster Hunter Evolve. So far, reviews for this game are 8 out of 9 or 8 out of 10 by IGN, a 7 out of 10 for GameSpot, and Metacritic has it sitting at a 78. So as far as critics are concerned, it's close-ish to what we were just talking about with Metroid being, but I think personally I would not even come close to putting these two in kind of the same category, where
Based off your
personally
review.
for you said what?
Based off your guys' review of Metroid just now, hell no.
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, where Metroid is a game where I would play. Like I love just throwing on just to throw. I would like to throw on just to throw on even after I finish it. Back for Blood is something that I am literally only playing with y'all or with other people. Yeah, other people that are playing the game. I won't go out of my way to try to play this like solo this by myself. Even like down to the point like when I play the card mechanic, I think is a cool feature. And it does create like difference for those different runs. Of course, for those of you that don't know, when you play the game, you've got these different cards you can collect throughout the course of the game that add different perks and give you different abilities and do all these, weird, funky things or whatever into the game. I do think that it's a cool system. It's not like
Nothing to brag home about.
yeah, it's nothing crazy. I don't think the Left 4 Dead. Yeah, I don't think the
Mitch down bad about football again. No,
What up,
no.
everybody? I didn't say what up
Oh, hey,
because I wanted
chat.
to
Yeah,
keep
we haven't-
within the content.
Oh, you're there.
You're good.
See y'all. I just
Love
was
you.
saying that.
I don't think it's it's nothing to write home about, and I don't think it's really changed. I don't think it was needed, if that makes sense. So I think in a sense it does kind of like bring the game down for me in my opinion. Where you fellas at?
Say of the games I played this month is definitely on the lower. It probably is at the bottom. Of
Yeah.
the games I played this month.
Yeah.
I mean, because by no means was the game bad. It's just that, like, I don't know. I think personally, I feel like they tried to reinvent Left 4 Dead, and
They didn't need to.
they didn't need to. They didn't need to. You could have just re-released Left 4 Dead on this platform and let me play that, and I would have been just as happy. Versus
But it's
doing
not.
what they
It's
did.
not their property anymore, so they had to kind of
No, I
diverse
get
it,
it.
right?
No,
Because it's
I get
Valve,
it.
right?
No, it is
is
Valve, and I get why they did the way they did it. I mean, they had to because of that and everything like that. But I still,
To
I think that like I miss the main I miss the main characters. I don't get the same feel from the special. Like when I saw a tank, dude, I'm out every fucking time. 10 times out of 10, unless we had the guns for it.
Yeah.
Everybody up there, all the specials we see on this one. I mean, like it's I don't get scared of them like I used to. I don't know. I think I might just be looking for the nostalgia, and it's not gonna get that. But at the same time, like, and another thing that I'm not a big fan of is the horde system. Hordes in Left 4 Dead weren't nearly as hard as hordes in this game mode.
Yeah.
Like, birds every fucking 5 feet is annoying as shit. Especially when your ammo doesn't drop. Especially when your ammo drop is as scarce as it fucking is, dude. I don't like running out of like when we played the beta, we ran out of ammo like 16 times, dude. Like it gets, and I know that not Far Cry. I know that Back 4 Blood is about like scavenging for
Surviving,
your supplies and like that. Yeah, I get that. But at the same time, it makes it unnecessarily difficult, in my opinion.
I think they fixed it because that was the beta, man. They did
I will say,
fixed it. They try to put attention to that.
Yeah, because the first
make it super difficult. Yeah,
the first 8 shit was so fucking annoying. Dude.
Oh my god.
I hated walking into each level with 50 health.
It made it like unfair difficult. Like it wasn't even like skill based difficult. They just like literally just took away resources difficult.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like Resident Evil on the hardest difficulty, just
pretty much.
Anything.
Yep.
See, but I mean, I will say that like I do think that was. Like I said, that was very much a beta thing, because the other thing with the difference between this and the beta that I noticed is that if you remember when we played the easier mode on the beta, a lot of it was all just regular zombies. Like there weren't any like bloaters, there weren't any like the what we called them bloaters, whatever they are, the ones that explode. There weren't any like the big arm dudes. They were just like base level zombies with maybe 1 or 2 of those bigger ones sprinkled in towards like the end of the stages. When we played that same stage in the actual game, there was even on the easier difficulty, I think the vet or recruit or whatever it is.
Yeah. When we stop moving and clear out an area, they start spawning in, bro. That's wild.
Like they just they're still there. But see, I think that diversified it a bit, because like I like the idea of like not necessarily knowing what's gonna happen. Like I like the idea of not necessarily knowing what's gonna happen when I go into these areas. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. But I will say that it really isn't like anything that's like, I don't know. The gameplay just isn't. It's not.
Dude, I think it wouldn't be as. I think our take on it wouldn't be as low as it is now if it wasn't for the games, the remaining games that we played for the rest of like the October. I believe that's what did it for us. I mean, I remember when we talked about it originally, we were like, yeah, man, it's like a 7 or 8. Like, it's not bad and everything like that. But now, as I'm comparing it to, Far Cry, Demon Slayer, I mean, your guys' fucking fantastic review of Metroid, like, I don't really think I would, looking back, I'd probably give this game a 6, to be honest. Like, in terms of overall score, I probably, and I do take some from it because I definitely play the multiplayer mode where you face people. But even so, I don't think that game mode's going to be that fun, even if it was a game mode. I feel like it's dumb as shit. I don't know. That's my personal take. I just don't think it's all that. So I would,
I would give it like maybe close to what you're saying, but maybe like a 7. Yeah, and maybe even an 8. 8 will push it just if we were all invested in it together. You know what I mean? Like if I was just the one investing in it, then I don't know.
And that's
it'll be okay.
That's kind of how I'm basing it right now. I mean, I feel like if I can't play that game by myself, it does not deserve an 8.
Yeah.
If I can't play it by myself and have fun by myself, it does not deserve an 8. And now, if it was a multiplayer only game, that's different. If it was meant to be multiplayer only, that's different. But the fact that I can play it by myself and beat it by myself, but I don't want to, I don't think you can't get an 8 off that.
I don't know, man. Bottle was kind of helpful, bro.
But it's funny because Bottle. I can't knock the game though, because I know damn well if y'all were like, let's play Back 4 Blood, I'm gonna say yes. I do want to play. I'm not gonna front. I do want to play that game. Like I'll play it if y'all down.
Well,
like
let's go.
It
a 6. Well, I do give it a 6. It's not like it's a terrible game.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like I think terrible starts to be at 5 and below.
Yeah.
I think at that point, like I wouldn't even play it. Yeah. Like 6, it's the lowest I would like. It's the lowest without it being bad.
So the way I've been looking at it is at the end of the day, this is the best clone of Left 4 Dead in existence.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it is still a clone of Left 4 Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are comparing this game to a game that was released about 10 years ago.
Exactly.
A little more than
And-
10. Yeah, somewhere.
And that game from 10 years ago
His revered
as-
yeah, yeah. You
that
gotta
means
bring
that
something,
game
bro.
was
You gotta
fucking
bring
great,
something.
And at this
They
game,
didn't,
it just can't
what they brought
meet
wasn't
those
enough.
expectations.
Yeah,
No, it
What they
can't.
brought wasn't enough.
I mean, people aren't calling Back for Blood the new Left 4 Dead. They're calling it
Exactly.
the clone.
They're
of
calling
Left
it the
4 Dead.
clone. Exactly.
And they're saying it's a clone for a reason.
So playing devil's advocate here, what do you guys, or not devil's advocate, but kind of like, trying to steer the conversation a different way. What do you guys think? What would you have wanted from something like this? What would you have wanted to be different as far as would it be just making it a multiplayer only style game? Would that be enough to make you like, oh, okay, I get why this is like this? Or what would like turn this around for y'all?
You know? Oh, go ahead, Brandon. Sorry.
No, man. Go ahead.
I'll say, to be honest, I don't know what they could do.
I don't either. I don't
do.
either.
I
think
they
so.
made-
All right. What do you think?
Go ahead,
Brandon?
I think like what you were saying earlier, they need to bring like that little bit of like horror back into this game.
Yeah,
Scare,
dude.
a
We
little
can
more
all
scared.
feel together.
I'm telling you,
a
dude.
sense
When I
of
saw
fear.
a tank,
If
when I
we
saw one
or
of
a
the
witch,
witches, bro.
a
When I
witch,
saw
bro.
a
You
tank
know, like
or a
I
witch,
remember that fear, bro.
haul
Yeah.
ass.
We over here
On
looting,
site,
looting,
no
looting, and all of a
words
sudden there's like
spoken.
this bitch in the corner just
Yes.
you know, like
Yeah.
you
When I
don't
see
want
a
to say
big
anything.
arm-
You're just
when I
backing
see
up
a big
slow.
arm
They
dude,
need.
I'm like, oh, I just gotta back up a little bit and shoot him. I'm good.
If
But when I saw a tank or a witch, no,
Hell no.
gone.
I agree with you when you said that, like the monsters in this one, the special zombies in this one, they don't hit on that fear or like horror level. I agree
Yeah.
with you there, and that's what I think that would be cool if they had. 'Cause yeah, that would probably make it, because then we
I
feel like we're
would
playing a
agree
horror
with
game
that.
together. And we're
Exactly.
playing a scary game for real together.
Exactly.
Right now, we're
That's-
just playing we're just killing zombies together. We're just like
Oh, we're-
literally murdering zombies together.
It's like
We
we're playing
do
Call of
World
Duty
War Z,
zombies.
Yeah.
Call of Duty
Yeah.
zombies, World War
Yeah.
Z. Yeah.
That's the best example. Is this game feels more like I'm playing COD zombies than a horror game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it should be the other way around. This
Yeah.
game, being a dedicated horror game, it should feel scary. I should feel like a little nervous at points. It shouldn't
Yeah.
just seem all cartoony and goofy and like
Yeah, I think of the
Light
times we
hearted.
played, when we played the demo, when we played the actual game itself, I don't think there was ever a point in time where I legitimately had any type of like fear.
No.
At all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I wasn't scared to face any of the bosses. I wasn't scared to like find a big armed dude around the corner.
It was more chaos than
It was
anything.
more exactly, and I think again that goes back to like the horde system being as bad as it is, in my opinion. Every 5 seconds I'm having to run around. I mean, it's funny at first. It's a good take at first, but it gets annoying as a bitch. Every 5 seconds I have to watch for a big ass pack of birds. All you have to
Does.
watch for in the past game, all you have to
Was
wait
the
in
little-
normal Left 4 Dead is witch. It's witch lady.
witches,
You gotta
the
make sure
car
she doesn't fuck with, or the
Yeah.
car alarm. But that was a spoken rule. Don't shoot the fucking car, But it wasn't like all cars went off either, though. Just some of them did. But with this, fucking every 5 steps I take, I feel like I look to my left, there's a pile of birds right there.
Yeah, this one it's like you start a horde and about like halfway through fighting that horde,
You
you
start
start
another one.
another one.
Yeah.
And it just keeps on fucking going through the whole map and it's just
Hey man, birds in the chat, baby.
Birds. Yeah, no, yeah. So where we sit now? Let's get an overall. Let's go ahead and get our overall scores. Where's everybody sitting? It kind of sounds like we're all sitting at a
I'm a 6.
7 or a 6. Yeah,
I'm a
7 or 6.
7. Yeah,
I'm
I'm a hold a 7.
Hold 7.
I'll
Yeah.
give it a solid.
It's average.
If I'm playing with friends, I'll give it a 7. If I'm playing it by myself, I'm gonna give it like a 3.
Oof.
Just because if I'm playing it by myself and I'm not playing online, the bots are fucking terrible.
Straight.
Terrible.
They are
I
terrible.
mean, don't disrespect Bottle like
Yeah,
that.
Bottle was
Bottle
good, bro.
tries.
Bottle was
All
fun.
right.
Alright.
The
Bottle was
bots are
fun.
terrible. The
Bottle-
AI
I
for this
enjoy
game is
Bottle.
not good. It is not meant to be a single player game, so that's
Then
why I'm gonna say
Bottle
like,
was no better than a
6 or 7.
stormtrooper.
Bro.
Oof.
Bottle heals though.
Bottle definitely. Hey, look.
I mean, yeah, he healed, but like that's all he really did. For us,
Stormtrooper
dude. When it got
die,
down to the nitty gritty, dude, he didn't really do anything for us.
What's really funny about the whole bottle
Maybe
thing
I
is
was too
that
drunk then, I don't know.
I played the other day with
Yeah, y'all were fucking hammered.
Yeah,
we were fucked up.
I was
were
playing with
fucking
Bartolo. I was actually
destroyed.
with Bartolo. He was not that great.
That's
Well,
what
no,
you do.
so
Great job
what
of
I
healing
was
either.
saying,
I was watching y'all play. He sucked.
what was it on? I think it was on Tuesday. No, it was Monday. I think it was Monday. I don't know. It was sometime this week. I played with Kevin, And we had some. It was originally me and him, and then we had two not AIs, but it was two randoms from online. And then one of the randoms drop out, and it actually gets replaced with an Evangelo that's a bot. And I was like, oh shit, it's Botolo, he's back, and he was actually doing kind of the same things. He was healing, he was giving ammo, all that kind of stuff. So I don't think the AI is. I mean, I haven't played with like 3 other AI partners, but I have at least played with one, and I do think the AI it's not amazing, but it's not bad either. I think it's a solid middle. I mean, I think it speaks to the entire game. It's just a solid middle.
What do you think? Would you compared to the Far Cry AIs, better or worse?
Better, way better, better. I think so. The Far Cry AI is bad, bro. The Far Cry AI is bad.
No, let's say Far Cry AI as in like your pets that help you.
Them motherfuckers are useful.
Yeah,
they're more useful.
You don't rock with the crocodile that much. That motherfucker helps out a bunch, dude.
Well, no, because you have to use him in the beginning part of the game. So yeah, like I mean, he definitely like.
Guapo, right?
I will say, Guapo. Yeah,
that's fire, bro. His name's handsome. That's fire.
He does more damage than or not does more damage. Excuse me. He does more harm than good. Actually, he'll start situations when I didn't even mean to start a situation.
Yeah, all right. I will say that. I will say if we're
talking
about
start a situation when I didn't mean to start
Guapo
a
was definitely
situation.
like run up on niggas for no reason, and
But that's because I like to play Far Cry kind of like stealth.
I'm hiding, dude. Like I'm in a bush, bro. Clearly we're trying to hide together. Why are you fucking with the fucking? Why are you messing with him?
You smell
So I will say that.
What would you rate Back for Blood, Mike?
I'm giving it a 7, bro. I don't think it's 6 and below for me is like 6 and below for me is we're talking like it's horrible.
It's a bad game.
Yeah, we're teetering towards more bad than good. Yeah. Whereas with this,
I think you should open your rating scale. I feel like 6 isn't horrible.
Yeah, 20-point scale, Mike. 6.5 is stronger than.
All right, fine. Yeah, if we're talking about 20-point scale, then yeah, it's probably a 6.5, close to a 7.
There it is.
Yeah,
it's somewhere around. It's 6.5, close to a 7. If we're around. What up, breakfast? If we're around there, because like it. What it does well, I mean, it does a lot well. I mean, like it's like we're calling it the Left 4 Dead clone for a reason. I mean, obviously the mechanics of Left 4 Dead are there. The card system, while it doesn't add, I mean, it adds a little bit to the game, but it doesn't like reinvent the game as much for me. It does actually make it it doesn't actually hurt the game, if that makes sense. So while it doesn't add too much, it doesn't take away a whole lot either. So like I don't really see what the I don't really see any like negatives too many negatives as far as like to like talking about like the core of what the game is. I don't think it's that bad. Once we get to like the 6, like I said, a 6 and below, that's where I start thinking like, oh no, this is not good. This is not worth playing. I think Back 4 Blood, if you have friends, it is 100% worth playing. I think it's a very solid, and that's like I was telling Kevin the other night. This game is fun if you just want to throw it on. If you want to throw on some mindless like bullshit with some friends, this is the game for you.
I can agree to that.
100% the game for you.
What I will say is this isn't a game that you should go out and spend $60 on.
Hell
this
no.
Is a game. This is a game that you get Xbox Game Pass for.
Yeah, if you got Game Pass though, it is worth a download.
Yeah, if you got Game Pass, it's definitely worth a download. It's definitely not worth the $60. Definitely not worth the $60.
No.
The Game Pass really helps this game. I'd say it helps it a lot.
Yes.
I mean, I think my score would have been lower if it wasn't on Game Pass because it's hard to justify that kind of money for something like this.
Yeah.
But objectively, like if you're playing with 3 other guys and you're all just trying to have a good time killing shit, you'll enjoy it.
It's
definitely worth it.
That game's not impossible to have fun on. Yeah, by
Dalton, did you give yours?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, that's right. Okay. Well, that's Back 4 Blood, ladies and gentlemen. Time to move on to the last one. And for me, the second biggest game of this month.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking
my biggest game of the month.
Ooh, that's gonna be Demon Slayer, Hinokami Chronicles. Yeah, Demon Slayer, or Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles. It's a long ass title. It's a it's a fighting anime game. It's gonna have a big ass title. This of course is a fighting game.
Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Kimetsu no Yaiba. Excuse me. So
there it is. Whatever series.
Demon
said.
Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Hinokami Chronicles. Dalton said, "I'm gonna let the weebs take over." But no, it's another fighting game. It's an adventure game. It's done by CyberConnect 2. Like Mitch said before in the beginning, this is the guys that did all of Naruto Storm. Any major Naruto game on PS2 or PlayStation on PlayStation 3, it is 100%. This is 110% the developers that did the game. Mitch, it's just me and you. I want you to know that we got rid of the fucking dead weight. Can we just talk for real quick? Just real quick.
Fucking
me and you.
hate
Just
those
me.
guys.
Yeah, just me and you. It's just me and you, dude.
Guys.
It's just me and you, right? These guys, they fucking suck, dude.
Dude, all they do is sit there and just stare. They don't contribute any conversation. It's crazy.
Brandon comes in here with fucking notes, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude? Who are you trying to impress, dog? You got pros and cons for a game, bro."
Dalton actually, giving a legitimate 5-star review for a game, terrible.
Dude, what do you think this is? Fucking Yelp? Come on, dude.
Yeah, dude, come on.
Get out of here, bro.
We're regular gamers out here, all right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. No, but anyway. These are the guys that did, of course. He's back. Dalton's back. Dalton's back.
Isn't that Dalton such a great guy?
Yeah, Dalton's great.
Thanks, guys. I'm sure you're meta.
No, but these are the guys that did all the Naruto games, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Ashura's Wrath, pretty much any major anime game you can think of. Like this is the team that pretty much did it. Publishers are Sega and Aniplex. Of course, those are the guys that
Aniplex.
Yeah, the guys that actually do the show. Reviews so far for Demon Slayer, IGN gave it a 7 out of 10. GameSpot actually didn't have a review for it, and Metacritic actually gave it a 71%. I'm gonna start this one off. I think 7 is a very, very good score for this game. I don't think that being said, I think this is a very, very, very good game because I went into this expecting CC2 over the last couple of years have kind of let me down, to be honest with you. Kind of pulling the curtain back some. I remember when Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 1 first came to the PS3, and it was the reason why I wanted a PS3. The cinematography, the way the game looked, the way the mechanics worked, it was a beautiful game, and it had literally everything that I wanted. From then on out, the Storm series kind of, because it tried to become more competitive, it started to decrease as far as quality goes, in my opinion. You started to get these substitution gauges, which, eventually the games later on just become substitution wars. You started getting, what was the substitution gauges? You started getting like shorter cinematic attacks. You had 2 and 3, which had like huge adventure modes, but there wasn't really anything there. So 4, when 4 came out, you had this, Dragon Slayer, Demon Slayer has, where it's like this, timeline, and you pick different moments. It lost the love that I thought, that CyberConnect 2 had with that first Naruto Storm game. Fast forward to when Dragon Ball Z Kakarot came out, I don't think all the scenes got the animated love that they should have gotten. You know what I mean? Like, there's obviously the major ones like Goku going Super Saiyan, the Cell Saga stuff, Majin Buu, all the Battle of the Gods stuff, all that stuff, of course, gets like a decent amount of love, but like, I don't know, it just didn't have that capture. It didn't capture that same feeling with that I had for the first Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. That being said, I think Demon Slayer, when it does it right, it fucking nails it. That Rui fight, when Tanjiro first does his Hinokami Kagura attack, Mitch, I think that scene is perfectly done. And I think the reason why it works so well is because they give you the ability to play with the original music from the show. Yeah. So it legitimately feels like you're watching the anime as you're actually playing this game. I think mechanically, it's the basic mechanics. It's what you expect from a CyberConnect 2 when it comes to their fighting style games and everything like that. I like the idea that your substitution gauge, your quote unquote substitution gauge, is tied to your assist gauge. Obviously, there's issues with online where the syncing and desyncing happen. You have issues with the syncing and desyncing. There's no spectator mode, so you can't sit and watch other people fight. You have the random disconnects that just happen. There's a couple of things that are kind of like, all right, like this kind of like should be quality of life stuff that should just be in every single fighting game, but it's obviously it's not. That being said, I think it's a very, very, very solid 7. Mitch, where are you at with the game?
Honestly, I would have to give it like I think pretty highly of this game. Again, my biggest thing with these kind of games is I always feel like some characters are like overpowered.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's not a single character in here who's overpowered. If you just learn their combinations, it's a good game. I mean, Zenitsu is probably the weakest character as of right now. I mean, I think over time might get better with him. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I mean, the aesthetics of this game are, in my opinion, fucking amazing. I definitely give that a 10. Like the scenes, the esoteric art scene from when Goku does his shit, all across the board, dead calm. All the specials in this game are done fantastic. Like,
oh yeah,
I feel like when I'm watching this, I feel like I'm watching the actual TV show.
Yeah,
it's very similar. So that's why I think the aesthetics I would have to give it a 10. The actual story mode itself, I didn't really get that much into, but it does remind me of just the basic Naruto Storm story mode. Yeah. So that's a pretty cool mode. But like fighting against each other, I really do appreciate how they don't have an OD amount of substitution going on. Because I did not like that about Storm. I hated how often you were able to like sub out of something. That shit made it super annoying. I will agree there are some little things here and there, like not being able to call your assist character like on the first try. Like it takes like 2 taps of the fucking L1 button. Even when you're like not blocking, it just becomes dumb. There's just little nuances here and there. But I mean nothing enough to really like drop it down to a 7 in my opinion. I think this game is an 8. How'd you stop with us? Sorry, that's my dog part.
No, you're good.
Growling in the background.
Say that an 8.
Yeah, I think it's. I would have to give it an 8.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, Brandon, you were muted. Yeah,
I was muted. My bad.
That's.
No, I was gonna say outside looking in, this game looks kind of dope, bro. Like I have no reference to any of these characters because I've never seen the show. But like just watching all y'all hit the specials for like every character, bro.
Yeah,
that shit look clean as hell. That shit look fucking clean as shit. It look like the damn show for real. I don't even know what the show looks like, but it looks just like the show. I don't know. It looks like I'm watching a show, an episode. Shit looks good, bro.
Yeah, no, I will say the aesthetics for the game, like it is that 100% like shit. Fuck that is an 100 out of 10, bro. Like that shit, they kill it as far as like aesthetics go. Like the cinematic. And I think it's because they have kind of perfected the art of making these shorter ultimates more cinematic than what they used to be. And so it makes it feel like powerful and really cool. Because I remember going from Storm 1 to Storm 2, and the differences between the ultimates in both of those was night and day. Like the Storm ones honestly felt like you were watching half of a damn anime episode, and then in Storm 2 it felt like you were maybe watching like 2 seconds of a quick like ultimate attack, which was it kind of cool, but like it didn't it didn't make you feel that strong. But with this one, I think they do a really good job of making you feel powerful, and I think some of that does have to do with the fact that like how they, like Mitch, how you said, how they balance pretty much all the characters to kind of be almost on the same footing of one another, and how like if you're not careful, if you're not like using your resources appropriately or managing things appropriately as far as like your assist timing or subbing out for your assist and then watching how your opponent plays or whatever, it's like you're doing a dance with your opponent or whatever. If you're not careful watching that, then anybody can get got.
Yeah,
Tan's ready. E for everyone.
E for everyone.
I played a good amount of Ultimate Ninja Storm. I played all of those and I played it a lot. And just watching you guys play the game, like you said earlier, it doesn't feel like it's just the substitution wars where it's like, oh, well, I got one substitution left and you have none, so I'm going to chase you while you run away.
Yeah.
And then next altercation, the dude who just got chased, oh, I've got one sub and you have none. And then they chase him and it's just rinse and repeat the entire time. And it's boring. It seems a lot more like a fighting game. It doesn't seem
100%.
like a game of tag. Yeah.
110%.
Like, the combos look satisfying and it doesn't look like I'm just going to compare it to Naruto because that's the game I know.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like I got one confirmed. Let me use the same combo that I always use whenever I get a confirm.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
you can mix it up. You can actually catch your opponent slipping a little bit. It feels like they just took that engine that the Naruto games used and just made it to its full potential. Where they made it feel like a fighting game instead of just like a hack and slash with Naruto characters. Or in this case, Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer characters. Yeah, you know, I think that I 100% agree with that. I like the fact that there's obviously or not obviously, but there's something similar to a ninja cancel in this game. There is obviously every game has a combo. Every fighting game has a combo cancel. The combo cancel isn't super complicated. It is, you know, a single button press. You don't have to. With Storm, you had to like tilt the left stick and then double tap on circle at just the right frame to do at the right time to be able to catch your opponent. With this one, it's hit circle, and as long as you got stamina, you're good. You know what I mean? I definitely give this, like I said, I give this game a solid. We're talking about a 20-point scale. This is a solid 7.5, close to an 8. It's just it's where I traditionally put these anime like fighters. I don't put them any higher than a 7 or an 8. Like it's nothing, and I say I lean more towards a 7.5 than I do an 8, Mitch, because while the cutscenes are real, or the actual anime or adventure mode boss fights are really cool and really like when they're really cool, they're fucking amazing cool, because like they have the music playing in the background, they have the actual fights, actual choreography from the actual fight from the show and everything like that. It's when it's not that, it is very obviously, one, a video game, and two, I'm sitting here just watching 5 to 10 minute cutscenes of nothing happening. Like the story mode, like I can't tell you how many times in the story when I was playing it, because I played the story offline, I'm pressing circle to just get through what's going on, because it's not appealing to me. Nothing on the screen is appealing to me, and it could just be
based it off the actual show though and everything too.
Yeah, I was saying it could be that it's because I know the show already. I still think the show.
That's why I did it. It's because I know the show already. That's why I would skip. So like it's based off it's bar for bar what the show is. So I skipped it all for that purpose. Doesn't mean I still don't think it takes away from the aesthetics of it. But I feel like the aesthetics alone is what makes me put this at an 8. That's why I feel like the aesthetics are as great as they are. I mean, the gameplay itself, 7, solid 7. I'll give you that. But the aesthetics are like a 12 out of 10 in my opinion. Like they're really good. The scenes they do have, like even the story mode scene where you're killing them. The big arm motherfucker, the
hand demon,
hand demon,
yeah.
When you're killing him, that's a good scene. That's a good fight and everything like that. So yeah, that's why I give it an 8 over just giving it like a 7 or 7.5.
Yeah. No, I can see that, but yeah, no, I'm sitting at 7. So you're sitting at an 8. It is definitely worth the $60. Unlike Back 4 Blood, I think we can all say so far everything with the exception of Back 4 Blood is definitely worth the money that you're going to pay for right now. As far as the games, any final closing thoughts on any of the games that we talked about, boys?
I wanted to bring this up real quick. It's only going to take like 2 minutes. So another game I've been playing right before I got into Metroid. I actually copped the Castlevania Advanced Collection for the Switch. Ooh. And I probably put in about 3 to 4 hours in the Harmony of Dissonance. I did play that originally on the Advance. So what this is pretty much 4 Game Boy Advance, 3 Game Boy Advance Castlevanias that came out, on the Game Boy Advance or whatever.
Yeah.
But one of them I think is, if I might be wrong, I don't know. I think it's either a Super Nintendo Castlevania or it's an old fucking Nintendo Castlevania, Dracula X. I've never played that one either. But that it had Harmony of Dissonance, which is the one I beat already when it originally came out. And it had Aria of Sorrow, never played that. Dracula X, never played that. And Circle of Moon, I never played. But the only reason I'm bringing this game up was I have like a theory of what could come from this collection.
Oh shit!
Which is like it's a Konami game, right? Like, why did Konami just sit on this and all of a sudden they're like, yo, let's just make bank on like 4 of our fucking properties for Nintendo real quick. See, that's where your mind would go, right?
Yeah.
I'm hoping Konami open up and let someone do a fucking remake of Metal Gear Solid, bro. Open up and just let someone touch that Konami product. That's what I got out of this. I was like, please, if they're gonna do this, fucking do Metal Gear Solid for the love of God, do Metal Gear Solid, bro. Just put it on a Switch. I don't give a fuck. Just do something nice with it, bro. Please. But, I mean, that's what I got out of it. It's, yeah, what?
Are they
How's that?
remasters?
They are not, bro. They are originally
the
they are
original
straight
game. It's
up-
the original game.
You are playing the Game Boy, and it's like how you get any other like advanced or Game Boy game. It's fucking. You can either have it all stretched out on your screen, you can have it all condensed on your screen with a board.
Yeah.
That right there is trash. It's trash. It's a money grab right off bat.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not. That shouldn't take away from the quality of the actual game, dude. The game is good. All of these Castlevania games, they're good, bro. Like I remember Harmony of Dissonance, bro. I was like, damn, this is really good. This is like. I was like, damn, is this Symphony of Night for the Game Boy, bro? Like, it was fucking pretty good, dude.
I'm
So
gonna have to go
overall,
back and play
I'll
this.
give the whole thing like a 8. I'll give it an 8 just because of the content that it is, but the actual quality of what they gave us as a game is probably not. I think I bought it for like $30. It's probably
That's not bad.
I would say
For like
that's not bad. It's not bad. I guess it's kind of worth that, but like you know what you're getting, bro. You
for
getting
how many
like,
games? It's 5, right? 4 or 5?
Four games.
Four of
Four
them?
games.
Four of them?
Four
Yeah.
games. Yeah. And it's quality of life stuff. If you die, you can like save the game. You can come back and jump back to that save, like a hard save, whatever. You can do all that.
Okay,
So,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Gaming bad. Those quality of life stuff's there, but like just having the schema condensed or having it wide, it looks like
That
shit.
sucks.
Yeah, I'm
That
sure.
Yeah, it sucks, bro. You're playing a Game Boy Advance game on a Switch, bro. You know.
Yeah, it's like rescaling
But-
something.
Yeah, yeah. But what I got out of it was like, please, for the love of God, bro, open up your doors to Metal Gear Solid. Let a company
That'd
like
be dope.
Bluepoint
That'd be
take it,
dope.
bro.
Yeah.
Take it.
Question.
Take
I don't know if you know the answer
please.
to, because I certainly don't. Are the rights to Metal Gear Solid owned by Konami or
Yes.
Kojima?
Not Kojima.
It's Konami, yeah.
bro.
That was
That's
part of
what
the
I'm
big. That was part of the big reason why they split, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. They had this
Is it-
whole thing, and then the last one they came out with was Metal Gear Survive. That was like
Yeah.
strictly Konami, not Kojima. Kojima already left, and that shit sucked. It sucked. It took that shit to a whole different direction. I have no idea where it went. It was poo.
I need to go back and play the original. I mean, if they did something like that, like bringing the originals to like a Switch or a modern console, I
my God,
100%
yes.
would jump on
Oh
those.
yes. Oh yes.
100% would jump on those.
Oh yeah.
That's
Anybody
it.
else?
That's all I got.
Anything else? Dalton?
Nah.
No?
No, I think I've pretty much said my piece about these games. I mean, all of them, all of them are good.
Solid.
That's just the consensus, I guess, is all of them are well above average.
Yeah. With the exception of
And
Back 4
they
Blood.
all sort of
The
scratch.
exception of
different
Back 4
itches.
Blood.
Oof.
Yeah.
I think they all scratch different itches. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they all scratch different itches, and like even Back for Blood, for as much as shit as we were talking, kind of talking on it,
a good
it's still
multiplayer
good.
game.
It's
It's a
still a
good
good game. It's
multiplayer
still fun to play.
We're just
So
hurt
the-
of what it could have been. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So normally this would be the section where we would do our Q&A portion of the show. Of course, the way this works is, like I said, we stream this live over on our Twitch channel on the last Thursday of every single month. Of course, if you have Amazon Prime, you got Twitch Prime, we would set up the subscribers are going to be able to give us a couple of questions if they had any questions, or if they just wanted to, put point something out, put something in chat. I'm going to go ahead and put this chat into sub mode, and we'll see you for a couple minutes, see what happens.
Oh,
If
here, I
anybody
got you, Mike.
anybody bites or anything. Oh, thank you, Dalton. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, if you got anything that you want to talk about, that you want to bring up, now's your opportunity to do that as far as like the games that we played this month. If you got any questions about the specific games that we played, of course, feel free to drop that in right now.
And even if you don't have a question, if you just have a comment or something about a game that we might have not covered, feel free to mention it. We can something that we can talk about, bring up a conversation.
Like I said, we'll only sit here for a couple of minutes. We don't have to sit here for too long.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Hey, did you guys like that Call of Duty thing for real? I didn't get to really talk to you.
The ghost mode.
Yeah, the little
It's literally just fucking
the same
zombies.
shit, right? It's the
Yeah,
same shit.
it's the zombies with just the ghost
We're
added
ghosts instead.
to it.
I mean, by no means, it's a lot of fun, but it's the same thing. You're not
See, this
just
is what
throwing-
I think, Brandon. I don't know if you saw this part of the stream from that Saturday, but this is what I was telling Dalton a couple Saturdays ago, was that like that's what I'm talking about with Call of Duty. You mean to tell me we go an entire year with the same shit? We go through the entire year with the same shit. You can't change up your map or add new mechanics to it throughout the course of the year. It only has to happen around Halloween time.
Here's
It
the
only
thing,
has to
though.
happen around here.
Here's the thing, though. They're not catering to me and you who want something different. They're not catering to that. They're catering to like no one. They're catering to themselves and just trying to be festive. And then they already know the people that are going to be playing this game. It's the same fucking people that are still playing this goddamn game. You know, like it doesn't matter what they do. I could delete the game, but somehow, some way, I'm gonna come back and like, cause I'm curious, man. Yeah. The base game, me and Dalton talked about this, man. The base game of what Warzone is perfect, man. Yeah, it's perfect, dude. It's a perfect VR, bro. It's simple. It's very simple. You know, anybody can jump into it. That's the problem. Anybody can jump into this game. Yeah, very simple UI. You have a loadout, like.
If it wasn't for the fact that they added like Rebirth, I think it would have suffered for. But adding Rebirth just makes it that much better because it keeps for that competitive like closeness. I don't know if I'm ever gonna play normal Call of Duty again. I'm gonna be honest.
It's hard
because it's really hard to go back and play because I mean if I want to take my time and play fucking big Verdansk, I can go play Verdansk. Otherwise, I'm cool with hopping in Rebirth and getting my Call of Duty fixing for the day.
There it is.
I mean, it's just as fast. I mean, I feel great about being the first of like 20 different teams. Like it's really much
in and out quick. So you come back, you're not penalized for all the looting you have been doing. You know,
you don't necessarily need to lose, or they don't necessarily need to change anything about the game itself. So that's why they haven't changed it.
Because how much longer? So my question, I guess, then, if that's the case, how much?
I don't think there's gonna be. If there was gonna be an outrage or an outcry for something new, it would have happened by now. The game's been out. Warzone has been out for a couple of years.
They're coming out with a new map though. Once the new Call of Duty drops, they already announced it. It's happening.
They are. They're gonna know.
That's for the base, like the actual fucking base for dance. I think that's going away.
But that's what I mean. Is like I'm not talking about. It doesn't necessarily have to be.
Deb does have a question after this.
Oh yeah. Right. Let me say this piece. It doesn't necessarily have to be a new mode. Like, give me a new map. How long can we do the same? Like, when I talk about like makes it like, because you're right, they are catering to us. They're not really. I mean, they are catering to
anybody.
They're not really catering to anybody. They're catering to like the Well, I think if they were catering to anybody, they're catering to the person that likes the Call of Duty gameplay loop and the way likes the way Call of Duty plays. My thing is like, give it a different color of paint. You know what I mean? Just give it a different. I don't know. Just give it a different. Give me a different fucking map. That's all I want.
Hold that thought real quick, Mike. We got Kevin in the chat.
Jesus Christ, that's all I fucking want.
Kevin said, "I've never played. I've never been into platformers. Would you call Dread quintessential for the genre?"
So, Kevin,
can you define quintessential real quick?
I would say yes. Like must have. Like you need to.
It's the baseline. Like if you are going to talk about something, the quintessential of that aspect is the thing that you talk about.
They're still saying this word, and I have no idea.
Zombie shooter is
a pretty big word.
It means nothing to like you have to play this fucking game. Kevin, like you have to, bro.
I would not call it the quintessential game. I still think the quintessential platformer is Symphony of the Night. I still think that is the bar that all platformers should set themselves to.
I'll say quintessential for a modern day Metroid. Yes, play that shit.
Exactly.
If you want to get into the Metroid series, play that one right there.
Yep. I mean, it's one of those things where Dread, like Brandon said earlier, you don't have to know anything about the storyline. You don't have to know about all of the lore. If you do, it's fun because they do mention little snippets here and there, and it's kind of cool because you can follow along, but you don't have to actually understand and enjoy the game.
I think that probably is one of the best things about that game is because I've never been super into I've never been a big, actually this year, I've really gotten back into platforms. Like, I've always liked them. I dabbled in them, but this year, I've been going back and actually playing Mario 64 all the way through, playing Dread, playing, what's the other one? The Death's Door. All these different ones.
Little Nightmares.
Yeah, Little Nightmares. Like, having gone and played all these different platformer games, I've started to reinvigorate me to want to go back and play more, get Kena. More experience. Kena, that's another one that's like a platformer and everything. But I say that to say, that speaks to how good Metroid Dread is because I've never played any of the other Metroids, and as soon as I get into the game, the only thing I have going into this game is that I know who Samus is. That's it. That's all I know. I have known nothing about the game before or anything like that. But as soon as I get in, I'm immediately caught up to it. They give you that quick, hey, this is what happened in X, or this is what happened in Fusion or whatever. This is what's going on. This is where you are. Boom, go.
quick spoiler for Metroid, like really quick. But like one of the bosses, like this goes right along with what Dalton said about like the cutscenes being like fucking amazing. Bro, they go to mid cutscene in the boss fight, bro, and I don't know. I'm controlling.
Oh yeah,
Samus in the moment, bro. She has her gun in the motherfucker's mouth, and I'm like, I miss it the first time completely, and I'm like, was I supposed to control that? I come back to it, and I'm like, I started spamming the fucking shoot button. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing, bro. It just how does it flow like that? It's really good, dude. That shit had me, bro.
Kevin, going back to your question though, something else I would like to say is platformer is obviously a very large breadth for the genre, just to say platformer. It's like saying fighting games when you got games like Mortal Kombat and games like Demon Slayer, which are obviously very different from each other.
Yeah, because platformer could be like Super Meat Boy. It could be like
exactly
Finding Isaac, all that other stuff. Like there's more than one type of like, but they do all kind of. It's weird because like platformers, they go hand in hand with what Metroidvanias are too. So it's weird.
So if you're looking for a quick play, like I want to spend maybe 4 or 5 hours playing this game from start to finish, kind of casually, but it's still like a level of difficulty. The platformer I'd recommend would be like Mega Man Zero. That game is excellent. Or not Mega Man Zero, Mega Man X. Mega Man Zero is still good, but Mega Man X
is a lot of fun. It's
a very good game. It's a very good introduction to like platformers. If you're looking for something a little longer, I'd go Banjo-Kazooie.
I got something longer.
If you want to dump 12 plus hours, because I'm at 12 hours and I don't think I'm beating the game anytime soon. You play Dread, bro.
Yeah. You want to go something new?
I don't feel like I'm done with the damn game yet.
You go Dread.
As soon as I thought
her outfit throughout.
Oh, it keeps changing, and it keeps Brandon. And I was getting the trailers ready earlier. When I was getting the trailers together earlier, I saw the purple suit. I said, "Whoa, there's a purple suit, bro! There's a third suit.
She's like a goddamn linebacker, bro. She got these shoulder pads, bro. I'm like,
so excited.
You about to fuck somebody's day up? Let's go. That's just.
We got any more questions in chat?
No, but
when y'all gonna play Call of Duty?
This isn't about the chat or anything like that. But I definitely just saw like I think Elena. Someone's hand in your fucking background, Brandon, and I thought that was my house for some reason just now. And I freaked hard drop. Did you hard drop a little bit? I freaked. I was like, I'm about to die. I mean, that's not my camera.
And they're sitting here talking, and they're talking about fucking games.
I about shit myself just now.
All right.
Well, you're gonna.
Fact real quick.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Fun fact. So, in the games, the reason Samus can jump so high, can survive like harsh conditions, can fucking roll up into a ball, it's because her DNA is spliced with bird DNA. So there's your fun fact for the day.
And you'll have to wait till the next time to get another one of Dalton's fun facts. Dalton, you got to end every show with the fun fact now. This, of course, has been the Regular Gaming Guys game review discussion for October 2021. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff wherever you're watching this. Let us know down in the comment section below what your favorite game from this month was. Was it one of the ones that we talked about? Was it something that we haven't talked about? Was it Nickelodeon? Was it Hot Wheels? I think Hot Wheels was last month. Was it Visage?
All the games just suck?
Was it House of Ash? Or did you hate everything? But until next time, love you guys. Deuces! Bye.